Macmillan Audio presents Bad Little Falls by Paul Doiron. Read for you by Leyva.
Chapter 1. The last time I saw Lucas Sewell, he left a school notebook under the passenger seat of my truck. It was a curious document. The boy had drawn disturbing images on the covers, pictures of vampire women and giant owls with blood-stained beaks. The inside pages were crammed with his indecipherable handwriting, words so small you needed a magnifying glass to read them. There were maps labeled with cryptic directions to lightning trees and old Indian caves, and hieroglyphs that might have been messages in secret code or just meaningless scribbles. With a compulsive liar like Lucas, you never knew whether you were dealing with fact or fiction. The dated diary entries were especially hard to unravel. Between his other weird jottings, the kid had seemingly kept a careful record of the tragic events in Township 19, as if he had anticipated that his eyewitness account might one day prove useful in a court of law. But who knows what was going on in that oversized head of his? In my short acquaintance with him, I learned Lucas Sewell was a deeply damaged child who believed in manipulating adults, settling scores, and tying up loose ends. Sometimes I wondered whether he didn't see the notebook as his last will and testament, with me in the role of executor. The first entry was dated 3 nights before the fatal snowstorm. February 12th. Randall came around last night drunker than usual and made us leave the house again so he could get at his stash of drugs without us knowing where he hid them. Ma didn't want to let him in, but Randall had the Glock he bought off that Mexican in Millbridge and said he'd use it this time if we didn't wait outside in the dooryard while he got his pills and powder. We had trouble bringing Aunt Tammy down the ramp on account of a wheelchair not having good grippiness on the ice and snow. Ma said we should at least wait inside the car where we could run the blower, only she'd forgotten the keys on the kitchen table. That just made her more pissed off than she already was. We could have waited in Randall's car, except that Uncle Presta was passed out in the shotgun seat and he smelt like he'd puked himself, which wouldn't be the first time. Randall was inside the house a long time, making shadows behind the curtains. When he came out, Ma said they were broken up forever and she didn't like him hiding his drugs in her house for the cops to find. That got Randall all exercised. He said if she ever ratted on him, she'd be sorry, and he said that went double for the boy genius. Randall didn't figure that I'd already found his stupid drug stuff behind the insulation in the sewing room. Easiest place in the world to find, on account of that pink dust all over the floor. He didn't know what I did to the pills, neither. And wasn't he in for a wicked surprise when someone swallowed one of them Oxycontins? I would pay good money to see Randall get his ass kicked. As it happened, Lucas didn't have long to wait. 2 days later, his mother's ex-boyfriend was dead, and his Uncle Prester lay in a hospital bed with blackened claws where his fingers and toes had once been. Chapter 2. The zebra had frozen to death beneath a pine tree. The animal lay on its side in a snowbank with its striped legs rigidly extended and its lips pulled back from its yellow teeth in a horsey grimace as if, in its final moments on Earth, it had grasped the punchline of some cosmic joke. The owner of the game ranch had called the local veterinarian in a last-ditch effort to resuscitate the hypothermic zebra, and Doc Larrabee had brought me along because he needed a witness to back up this crazy story down at the Crawford Lake Club. It didn't matter that I was the new game warden in District 58, and a flatlander to boot. Doc knelt in the snow beside the equine. He had removed his buckskin mitten and was rubbing his palm across the dead animal's thinly haired haunches. The frost melted beneath the warmth of his hand.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?